What if the most powerful people on social media aren't the ones with millions of followers, but the ones who have none? Let me tell you something fascinating about the architecture of our digital world. We celebrate the creator. We analyze the influencer. We measure the noise, the engagement, the spectacle. But we have forgotten, entirely, the foundation upon which this entire economy is built. We've forgotten the silent majority. I'm talking about the invisible empire. The 90% of users on any given platform who do not contribute content. The lurkers. The ones who scroll endlessly, who read, who watch, who listen, who learn, but who never, ever speak. They are the view count on your video. They are the read receipt on your blog post. They are the vast, unseen audience in the global theater, watching the play unfold in total, absolute silence. You felt their presence, even if you can't see them. A digital whisper. A ghost in the machine. And the question that haunts our entire culture of sharing is, why? Why? In an age that practically begs you to perform, would someone choose to stay in the audience? Why stay invisible when the whole world is shouting for attention? It's tempting to categorize them with simple, dismissive labels. They're just shy. They're introverts. They're passive. They have no opinions. They are afraid, or they are simply boring. But that is a profound misunderstanding of their psychology. That's not the full picture. In fact, it's not even close. Beneath that quiet surface, there is an entire ecosystem of thought, a complex psychology of observation, self-preservation, and a quiet, unshakable power. The lurker hasn't just opted out of the conversation. In many ways, they have transcended it. They are not just passive consumers. They are, in fact, the most strategic and perhaps the most powerful participants in the digital world. Their silence is not a void. It's a fortress. Music shifts slightly, becoming more analytical. See, for the lurker, silence is not emptiness. It is control. The entire social media apparatus is a machine designed for confession. It is built to extract data from you. Every like, every comment, every photo, every angry reply is a piece of you, fed willingly into an algorithm designed to categorize you, predict you, and ultimately, to sell to you. To post is to surrender information. The lurker inverts this entire power dynamic. They are the one-way mirror. They see you, but you do not see them. They learn your politics, your habits, your joys, your fears, all while revealing nothing of their own. They are the informational black hole. Data goes in, nothing comes out. In a world where data is the new oil, the lurker is the one who never drills their own well. They simply observe where everyone else is drilling, and they analyze the map. They hold all the cards because they never, ever show their hand. This isn't passivity. This is strategy. The algorithm is starved by them. It cannot build a model. It cannot predict their next move. And in a world built on prediction, the truly unpredictable person is the only one who is truly free. This connects to a more fundamental misunderstanding of what the internet is even for. We have confused the tool with a single one of its functions. For the creator, the influencer, social media is a stage. It is a place to perform, to broadcast, to craft an identity and seek applause. But for the lurker, the internet is not a stage. It is a library. You do not go to the Library of Alexandria to shout your opinions. You do not walk among the shelves demanding that the other patrons look at you. You go there to read. You go there to learn. You go there to quietly absorb the collective knowledge of humanity. The lurker is the truest scholar of the digital age. They are there to find a recipe, to fix a leaky faucet via a YouTube tutorial, to read the news from 5 different perspectives, to learn a new coding language, to see what their old high school friends are really like. They treat the internet as a utility, not an audition. They see the performance, they see the identity crafting, and they feel a deep disconnect. Why are you all performing? They wonder. Don't you know this is a library? They are not there to build a personal brand. They are there to build their own minds. And that is a far more revolutionary act. This is often mistaken for apathy, but this is the deepest error of all. We assume silence equals disinterest. Often, the lurker is silent not because they have no thoughts, but because their thoughts are too complex, too nuanced for the brutal, simplistic medium of a comment section. They are the ones who read the entire article, not just the headline. They are the ones who see the 50 shades of gray in an argument that the algorithm insists is only black and white. They see the pain, the outrage, the subtle context that is being butchered by the digital mob. Their silence is a form of respect for the topic and for themselves. They would rather say nothing at all than say something simplistic, reductive, or inflammatory. They care too much to participate in the shouting match. They see the comment sections, those digital battlefields of bad faith arguments and drive-by insults, and they make a conscious choice. I will not add to this noise. I will not be a part of the problem. Their silence isn't apathy. It's a protest. It is a quiet rebellion against the age of shallow, reactive outrage. They are the ones who are actually thinking before they speak, and in that process of deep thought, they realize that speaking into the void is, itself, a meaningless act. And then there is the inescapable psychology of risk. Let's be brutally honest. To post, to offer an opinion in 2025, is an act of profound vulnerability. You are not just sharing a thought. You are placing a fragile piece of your identity onto a public anvil and inviting the entire world to take a hammer to it. Every post is an audition for belonging, and it's also a potential trigger for excommunication. The lurker sees this. They are not naive. They are the watchers on the wall. They have seen the pylons. They have seen the cancellations. They have seen a single, poorly phrased tweet from a decade ago resurface to destroy a person's life. They have seen jokes taken as insults, questions taken as attacks, and vulnerability taken as weakness. And they simply ask, why? Why would I risk my peace, my reputation, my mental health, for a few dozen likes from people I don't know? They are not afraid in the way a mouse is afraid of a cat. They are prudent in the way an architect is prudent about a building's foundation. They value their psychological safety. They value their ability to be wrong in private, to change their mind without a public trial, to exist without a permanent, searchable record of their every fleeting thought. They have built a fortress around their identity, not out of fear, but out of profound, practical wisdom. They have chosen peace over performance. This leads to the economics of it all. Social media is not free. It has never been free. You pay for it with 2 currencies, your attention and your content. Every picture you post, every witty reply, every status update is unpaid emotional and creative labor. You are a content creator for a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and your payment is a small burst of dopamine. The lurker is the only one who seems to understand this raw, exploitative transaction. They are the conscious consumer of the digital world. They will consume, yes. They will read, they will watch. But they refuse to be consumed. They refuse to be the product. They refuse to give their thoughts, their family photos, their private moments away for free to be monetized by a platform that sees them as a data point. This isn't burnout from posting. This is a preemptive, rational refusal to engage in the labor in the first place. They are not on strike. They simply never applied for the job. They are the ones sitting in the park, reading a book, while everyone else is frantically performing for an audience that isn't even paying attention. This refusal is tied to something psychologists call psychological ownership. It's the deep, human feeling that something belongs truly and completely to you. A thought, a memory, an experience. When you experience a perfect sunset, a private joke, or a moment of profound personal insight, it is 100% yours. It is pure. The moment you post it, that sense of ownership fades. It becomes shared property. It is no longer just your sunset. It is a post that is now open to judgment, to misinterpretation, to being ignored, or even to being mocked. It becomes content. The lurker instinctively, fiercely, protects this ownership. They are the guardians of their own narrative. Their achievements are real without a LinkedIn update. Their relationships are valid without an anniversary post. Their grief is processed without a public eulogy. They keep their moments, their thoughts, and their lives untouchable. They refuse to reduce their life into highlights. They understand that by keeping something sacred and private, they preserve its value. The moment becomes theirs, and theirs alone. And in a world of oversharing, that is the ultimate act of self-possession. Of course, this isn't always a purely positive choice. For many, the silence is born from a deep, rational fear of misinterpretation. We live in an age of context collapse. This is the psychological term for the fact that on the internet, your audience is not a single, known group. It is an unknown, unseeable, and unpredictable mass of people from different cultures, backgrounds, and belief systems. A joke you make for your best friend is seen by your boss, your grandmother, and a complete stranger who is looking for a reason to be offended. The lurker understands this trap intuitively. They know that in this low-context, high-stakes environment, words are not just words. They are landmines. Their silence is a form of precision. It is the absolute refusal to be misread. It is the recognition that no amount of emojis, disclaimers, or /s tags can protect you from someone else's bad faith reading. So they retreat, not because they have nothing to add, but because the cost of adding it feels too high. They want to be seen, but truly, not superficially. And they conclude that in this medium, superficial is the only option. So, they choose the stillness of being misunderstood over the spectacle of being misinterpreted. And what about the most famous part of this entire system? The dopamine. Every time you post, you are pulling the lever on a slot machine. Every like, every comment, every share is a small, addictive hit of dopamine. Our brains are literally, biologically conditioned by this system. We are trained to equate validation with value. The lurker is the person who has stepped outside of this system. They are the one who broke the cycle. They are the digital stoic. It takes immense self-awareness and discipline to resist something designed to keep you hooked. The lurker has achieved what many in the modern world are desperately seeking: validation independence. They have a strong internal locus of control. Their sense of worth, their happiness, and their identity come from within. They do not need the digital echo of "you are enough" to believe that they are. They don't need an audience to validate their existence. When they cook a beautiful meal, they just eat it. When they go on a trip, they just experience it. They have reclaimed the simple, profound act of living life for its own sake, not for the documentation of it. This isn't a withdrawal. It's a graduation. They have stepped off the dopamine treadmill, and in doing so, have found a sense of peace that the creator is constantly chasing but can never hold on to. This relates to the deep, exhausting pressure of the performance itself. Psychologists call it self-presentational pressure. It's the constant, low-level anxiety that comes from knowing you are always being watched, always being judged. It is the exhausting, full-time job of crafting and maintaining your personal brand. The lurker simply refuses. They refuse to participate in this grand, exhausting digital play. They are not an avatar. They are not a curated feed. They are a person. Their identity isn't something they craft. It's something they are. In that refusal, they find a profound freedom. The freedom to be messy. The freedom to be inconsistent. The freedom to have a bad day without needing to perform it. The freedom to be whole, complex, and beautifully imperfect, away from the watching eyes of the digital panopticon. They are not antisocial. In fact, they are often pro-connection. They just understand the difference between broadcasting and connecting. A post is a broadcast. It's a one-to-many communication thrown into the void, hoping for an echo. It feels like connection, but it's often hollow. Real connection is a private message. It's a one-on-one phone call. It's sitting across a table from someone. It's the world of dark social, the emails, the texts, the DMs, where real conversations happen and where the lurker lives. They will not like your post, but they will send you a long, thoughtful email about it. They will not comment "congrats" on your engagement photo, but they will show up to your wedding with a gift that proves they've been listening to you for years. They build deep, narrow relationships, not shallow, wide ones. They are the friends who check in without needing a status update to remind them. They prioritize the heavy, warm, real connection over the light, fast, digital one. And finally, there is the most philosophical reason of all. In a world that is screaming, "Look at me," the lurker is the one who quietly whispers, "I see you." In a world of constant, deafening noise, the lurker is the listener. And what is more rare, more valuable, than a true listener? They are the ones who are actually absorbing, processing, and thinking. They are the witnesses to our era. They are not absent. They are overflowing. They are the ones who carry worlds within them. They understand that not everything you experience is meant to be shared. They know that the most profound moments of life, growth, grief, transformation, happen quietly, unseen, unposted. They have achieved congruence. Their inner self and their outer self are aligned because they have refused to create a distorted digital version. So, when you look at your analytics, when you see those silent view counts and the empty comment sections, do not see emptiness. See depth. Do not see apathy. See wisdom. Do not see an audience. See the witnesses. They are the invisible empire that holds the entire digital structure up. They are the ones who know that identity is not something you perform, it is something you form, in private, in silence. They are the ones who remind us that a life fully lived is infinitely more important than a life perfectly curated. Because in the end, we are not meant to be performances. We are meant to be people. And the lurker is the one who never forgot the difference.